A friend asked me last week if it is possible to make this cool design in Figma, and he found it on Airbnb/host/experiences. I will leave the link in the description if you want to check it out. And unfortunately, the short answer is no. Just kidding, is yes, and we're gonna do it by using masking and smart animate. Let's get right into it. I already have some elements here in Figma. I have the main text, the explainer text, the button, and the frame that I will be using to show our prototypes. First, let's start with the mask text. For that, I will move our text here, and I will create a rectangle pressing R and creating a rectangle like this. We don't need the final size at this point. It just needs to be bigger than our text. Then I'll position the text on top of the rectangle. Select both of them and come here and exclude selection. Then I will change the color to white. Now I can move these on top of my test or my hero frame. And when you want to adjust the size, make sure to select the component or the element here. Let's say we want to adjust the rectangle. So we adjust only the rectangle, and otherwise the text will change the shape and it will not look good. We want the rectangle to do something like this. And let's see the text. We can move it a little bit to the left. And I think it looks good. Cool. Now we can move the other elements on top of this frame. Here. Here. And now that we have all the elements positioned, we can move to the fun part, that is to create the animated mesh gradient. And I will be showing you two ways of creating this gradient. The first one is a manual way, and then we're going to be using a plugin. Let me know in the comments later which one do you prefer. So for the manual method, first we need to create a frame about the size. Again, doesn't matter the size right now because we can change it later. I will remove the fill color, and now I will be adding 4 different circles inside the frame, and each circle will have a different color. I will be choosing colors that are kind of dark to make it clearly different from the white background. After creating the circles and choosing your colors, you probably will need to play around with the size, rotate your circles, trying to fill all the gaps that you have inside your frame because you don't want any wide areas. Then we're going to select the frame and add a layer blur effect. Here we choose layer blur, and we want these to be 140. Around 140, it doesn't need to be exactly 140. To make it look something like this. Then we select the frame and make it a component, Option Command K, and we're gonna create a variant. I'll increase the spacing to make it more clear, like that. And now the goal for the second state is to make it look as different as possible. So for me, I made the color blue and green to be my main colors of the first state. So for the second one, I will make the red and yellow to be the main colors. After that, what we need to do is to add the animation. So I'll come here in prototype, then I will select the frame. I'll connect this frame with the second frame, and we want this to be after delay. We want to be instant, so I will change this to 1 millisecond. And we need it to be smart animate, is in and out, and the duration 2500, or could be more if you wanted to. Then again, to close the loop, we're gonna select the second frame, connect with the first one, and again the same thing. After delay, 1 millisecond, smart animate, is in and out, and 2500. And now we can move this under our text. So I'll copy it here, and then I will move it. Oh, I'm gonna move all the elements on top of my new component. Cool. And now let's see how it looks. It looks pretty cool. You can clearly see how the blue and green are the main colors first, and then it goes to more red and yellow. Now what you need to do is to go to the bottom of the video and like it if you're finding this video helpful. It will only take you a couple of seconds and it will really help my channel. Thank you so much. Now for the plugin version, it's very simple. You need to install the plugin called Mesh Gradient. And here you can choose the colors that you want and also how to position those colors. And to make a fair comparison, I will try to find the same colors and position them similarly to what we have here. Once you have something that you like, you can generate the image. So here I will generate a little bit bigger, so I will choose 2x and we'll generate it, and that will create a PNG of the mesh gradient that you create. And now we need to put this under a frame. I'll choose frame selection and I'll change the size of this one, maybe like this. I'll try to make it as similar as possible as our manual version, like that. Cool. And now of course we need to adjust our image, and then I will choose the frame and I will clip content, and I will try to do something similar to have first two main colors, and then for the second variant I will try to change those main colors. So I will make this a component, option command K, and then I create a variant. So for this one, red and blue are kind of our main colors. So for the second version, let's move, and when you're moving, it's always good to press space so you keep them inside your frame until we have our yellow and green as our main colors. And now the animation is exactly the same. Come here, prototypes, connect to the second state. This is after delay, again instant, so 1 millisecond, smart animate 2500 milliseconds, and then we close the loop doing the same thing for the second state. After delay, 1 millisecond, and now I can replace this on my final frame. So I select this, Control or Command C, and then I will come here and paste to replace. Cool. And now let's see how it looks. And we see that the result is kind of similar to main colors first and then changing to the other main colors. I personally prefer the manual version because it gives you a little more freedom to play around with the shapes and colors. But I need to recognize that the second version is way faster using the plugin. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel and see you on my next tutorial.